The Arrive Factor is on tonight.
It was refreshing to see, though, that many in the media did come out and say our standards have got to be higher than this.
Sarah Palin talking about Martin Bashir being fired from MSNBC for attacking her verbally. Tonight we'll talk with Mrs. Palin about that and the divide inside the Republican Party.
The senior senator from Arizona urged this body to trust the Republicans. Let me be clear, I don't trust the Republicans.
There is some presidential polling out, and it's fairly good news for Texas Senator Ted Cruz, among others. We will give you the numbers.
Obamacare officials confirming there is still no system yet for moving the money from the Obamacare customers to the insurance companies.
Also tonight, Ms. Megyn Kelly concentrating heavily on Obamacare, but why does she care? Ms. Megyn will be here.
Caution, you are about to enter the no-spin zone. The Factor begins right now. Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Can the Republican Party capitalize on President Obama's falling popularity? That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Recent poll by the Pew Research Center is pretty much bad news for President Obama across the board. On health care policy, 59% of Americans disapprove, 37% approve. On the economy, a whopping 65% disapprove, 31% approve. And on immigration policy, 60% disapprove of the president's take, just 32% approve. So you can see the president's standing among Americans is at its lowest point ever. The question now becomes, can the Republican Party capitalize? The grand old party still divided between so-called moderate Republicans and committed conservatives. The brawl has been going on for years, and right now the Tea Party is right in the middle of it. According to Real Clear Politics average of possible Republican presidential candidates in 2016, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, a moderate, is ahead at about 19%. Conservative Rand Paul stands at 17%. Conservative Ted Cruz, 12%. Florida Senator Marco Rubio, 12%. Congressman Paul Ryan, 11%. And Jeb Bush, 10.5%. All these men have a chance to run against Hillary Clinton in 2016. Mrs. Clinton is far ahead of any Democratic challenger and will remain so. With Americans disenchanted by Obamacare and a bad economy, it would seem the Republicans would have some momentum, but they don't, because there is not one clear message. And even on philosophy, political philosophy, the party's deeply divided. It will take a leader like Ronald Reagan to help heal that breach. Now, if you look at the situation nationwide, it's clear the Democrats are going to campaign largely in poor and working class precincts. Today, fast food workers across the country demonstrated for a $15 an hour wage. That has been endorsed by President Obama and most every other Democrat. The so-called living wage issue will be a Democratic hallmark next year. Of course, if you give fast food workers a minimum of $15 an hour, fast food prices go up for everybody, so Americans will pay more. That is a primary consideration in the debate. Talking Points believes the Republican Party must drop ideology almost entirely and concentrate on the economy and putting forth a health care plan that makes sense. Everything else really doesn't matter. It's all about wages, jobs, and health. That's it. If the GOP does not consolidate its message, it will not capitalize on Mr. Obama's troubles. As simple as that. And that's a memo. Now, the top story tonight, reaction. With us, the former governor of Alaska and vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin. There's a new book out called Good Tidings and Great Joy, Protecting the Heart of Christmas. So, Governor, we'll get to the book in the second segment. We're going to give you two segments tonight. Am I going wrong here on the Republican Party?
No, you're absolutely spot on. And that united message from Republicans, independents, libertarians, those who do want to capitalize on those faults of Obama and his supporters, Hillary Clinton being one, that united message needs to be: big government politicians, quit stealing our money. Big government is not entitled to the fruits of your labor. If we are united around that message, then it's win-win.
Okay, and I agree with that. You have to basically bring it down and dumb it down so even I can understand it, all right? But you yourself have been kind of divisive in the Republican Party. I mean, I've used sound bites on the Factor where you call certain politicians rhinos, Republican in name only.
Because there are some Republicans who do stray and do think that they are entitled to the fruits of an individual's labor, and I will call them out.
Okay, so, and that's fine. I mean, that's part of your charm. Governor, you're feisty, and you tell it like it is. And so, but if that continues, so this poll was interesting because Christie, big moderate, there's no doubt about it. And Cruz, I thought Cruz did well at 12% because he's a brand new senator, came on a scene, total Obamacare play, got him into the public eye, he's got 12%. I mean, he's running pretty strong on that. Now, can he build on it? I don't know. But when you and other people, like we just heard in the show Open, Ted Cruz, say, I don't trust the Republican Party, this is going to be exploited. You know that.
Well, anything that a conservative is going to say will be exploited by the media, by the big government supporters. So that's just a given. But I agree with you, though, that there does need to be that united mission, that united message. And if we continue to allow
snipe at each other. You can't keep sniping at each other.
Though, the beauty of the Republican Party is we are so much believers of competition that we will call each other out in order to make another politician.
But I don't know if you're going to win the Senate back next year doing it. What about the Tea Party now? Are you a Tea Party person? Do you find yourself that way?
I am proud to be affiliated with the Tea Party grassroots movement. It is not a party. It is a movement.
Right.
And I'm
so
proud
you're a
to
Tea
be a part
Party
of this.
person. For those who don't really understand, what is the primary thing the Tea Party stands for?
The acronym itself, T. Taxed enough already. That's how it started. That's its foundation.
Okay, that's the message.
Big government,
lower
live
taxes
within your means, just like we do as businessmen and women, and as family members, we live within our means.
And I mean, I'm for that. So maybe I'm a Tea Party guy.
It's not radical.
I mean,
the media wants to make it a radical
they
movement.
They hate the Tea Party because
it's not a radical movement.
Right.
Since when has it been radical to tell our government, hey, you work for us, we don't work for you?
But once again, it came back to, I think the Tea Party message is a good one. I certainly want smaller government, lower taxes. I think that'll stimulate the economy and everybody can participate then. However, when the Tea Party doesn't compromise and wants to blow things up, then again, the message gets lost in the strum of controversy.
Like what? What's an example?
Well, the example is everybody knew, and I said this on the Factor very early on, that you weren't going to defund Obamacare. It wasn't going to happen.
Even though the candidates who had run for office all promised that they would do whatever it took to
repeal, these are weasels. These are weasels.
I'll agree with you on that.
All right. But you weren't going to get it done because the power is in the hand of the president. We're going to defund. Period. So it was a waste of time, kind of, but not really, because Ted Cruz then came on the scene, so it worked to his benefit. I got to get to Bashir. Now, this MSNBC outfit, I mean, they're pretty rough, these guys. And they attack you, Laura Ingraham, who we're going to have on later. They attack her in a very personal and vile way. Putting that aside, do you understand what the reason is, what they're trying to accomplish there?
They want to discredit, obviously, and marginalize.
Well, why don't they just do that on policy, though?
I wish that they would on policy.
Why do they have to go after you personally?
I know, and Laura Ingraham and others.
Yeah,
I wish that they would take us on policy. But no, I think it's an immature and kind of petty way of trying to destroy someone. That certainly is the Saul Alinsky politics of personal destruction antic that they certainly participate in. But it's not an intelligent way of trying to debate and. Did
Bashir get what he deserved? Would you have fired him had you been in charge of NBC?
I would never have allowed a corporate culture to have such low standards that kind of vile talk was accepted.
Answer. That's a good answer. So if you were in charge, that never would have happened because you would have put out a dictum. You guys don't. Because just today, another one, and we'll do this with Miss Laura, attacks Rush Limbaugh in a very horrific personal way. And I mean, they don't seem to learn over there, but that's really all they have. I don't think they have anything else but personal attacks. That's it.
Right. Well, the public doesn't stand for it, I want to believe. And in this case with Bashir, thankfully, refreshingly, people in the media were also saying, enough is enough of that kind of rhetoric.
Are you happy he's gone?
I never watched him before. I think what he gained in this was the attention that he was seeking, and I don't worry about him getting another job. He'll get another job because he got a lot of attention. I don't think
it'll be a Fox though. I don't think he's going they do it on the right too, on talk radio, and there's some vicious personal attacks lodged by right wingers as well. Do you condemn those as well?
Certainly, they're just as there's no need to dip so low as to personally tried to destroy someone based on anything except policy. If their policy is hurting the American public, when we're talking
go
politics,
after them policy-wise.
Go after them.
Right.
But no, I think that our standards can be a bit higher than what we've seen.
On both sides, right?
Certainly, on all sides.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're going to hold the governor over and talk about her new book in a moment. And later, as I mentioned, Laura Ingraham will comment on the MSNBC situation. Also ahead, the Mad as Hell segment. Some feisty letters this evening. Factors coming. Right back.